15 years, who is even about to go into secondary school, had this ingenuity in him. I mean, those are people who we've recognized so far. And of course, I can say that there are millions of other Nigerian children who are out there who've done wonderfully well, but have not been able to get this kind of recognition so far.
Let's look at, since we're looking at, there are millions out there who've done well and have not gotten any recognition. Yes. How can one register for this? How do you've talked about people, but if one wants to register, how can they register for this?
So you go to www.heroesofnigeria.com and you can register. You can also contact us through our Indomie Facebook page, Indomie Nigeria, verified.
Okay, it's on the screen.
Yes, and then our Twitter handle, our Instagram handle also, it's there. And also there's a phone number which you can contact on the screen right now, which would give you this information.
So the registration, is it can be like a nomination, as I can go there to nominate
Yes,
somebody.
you can. Actually, we believe it will be more of a nomination process because we're not asking people to jump into the fire and jump into... we're saying that people who you have seen in the community who have done really heroic acts, either in any of the categories that you're talking about, social, physical, or intellectual, you could go there and nominate these people and say, wow, this person actually did something that is worth recognizing.
Okay. What's the age bracket for these children?
Okay, it's actually for 15 years and below, and we're expecting that even for them, if they've not been able to write the stories themselves, we're saying that people who have been part of the life of these children, who have witnessed these acts of heroism, can go and do the write-up for them. We're asking that, of course, just like you saw on the screen, where you can submit all this. I mean, you can do like 500 words or less and submit all these stories. For us, we even believe that apart from all these platforms that we've shared on TV, we're saying that in any of the Indomie offices, you can do your write-up, envelope it, and send it to us.
When is this opening and closing, you know, the window?
The window closes on the 31st of July, 2017. But of course, you know, just like you said, it's an ongoing thing. Stories have been recorded. I mean, like we have this event every year in October, and since once we have that event, stories keep coming up. Those who don't participate or who don't get recognized this year might just get recognized this year. So constantly we keep getting all these stories coming in. So, but we're saying that for ease of working on, we're saying it will end on the 31st of July. But that's not to say that if we get good stories, it will not be considered. And for us as a company, we try as much as possible not to be part of the selection process. We have very credible judges who will sit on, I mean, who will look at those stories, analyze before they come to the conclusion who becomes the winner.
And the stories are expected to come from just Lagos or across the nation?
No, across the nation. So Kali is from the northern part. The guy who won last year, I think Sanusi, is also from the north. Yeah. And then you also have people from southeast, southwest. It's pan-Nigeria.
I think what the brand has also been able to do is for us to be able to look at what these children have done by saying that there will no longer be like a first, second, and third, because I mean, heroes, I mean, different things that children had done cannot be said that, okay, this is first, or this is second, or this is third. Because, I mean, it's very difficult for you to compare somebody who has done a heroic, I mean, a bravery act, comparing that to somebody who has performed intellectual acts. So, but what we're saying is that from last year we decided that, I mean, it wasn't going to be a case of first, second, third again, but they will all be first. And that's why, I mean, in each category, they're just winners all the way. And one thing that is good again this year is that, I mean, we're becoming, I mean, it's becoming 10 years of this initiative. And we're saying that rather than just rewarding 3 people altogether now, we'll be doing 10. So it's something that is going to be different this year. We're trying to make it bigger, and we're trying to make it better for Nigerian children. What's in it for them in terms of the prizes? Yeah. Well, for us, it's not with the monetary prize per se, but I mean, each winner will go home with 1 million naira, and of course, they automatically becomes a brand ambassador for Indomie. Of course, they will get Indomie for a year too. But you see, the opportunity is enormous in terms of the exposure they get. If you go to their community, you find out that these kids mostly are kids who have done all this act without having it behind their mind that they are going to be recognized or they are going to be rewarded in any form. So the fact that we've been able to seek, these stories out, and we've been able to identify with them and recognize them. For instance, I'll share, there's this Omolade, Razak Omolade, who is physically challenged, and by the time he won, you find out that, right now, from where he was, he's been able to put together for himself a cobbler. He makes shoes, and he's been able to put a proper shop in place. Right now, Razak Omolade is married. He's married with children. He comes to our events. So, he's been able to turn
his
life around.
Okay. We have to go. Have you had any stories that were not true? And what did you do with them?
Oh, in those kind of cases, what we do is there's always a selection process, and after the selection process is the verification process. Within the verification process is where we have to ask people in the community, and if it was an incident that was reported, go to the nearest police station to say, was this case incidented? How true was it incidented? So yes, they quite a bit of that, but all that is screened out at the point of screening, and we get the real stories eventually.
Okay, well, we're out of time and we have to go. So in closing, one of the reasons why we do this is because the kids are central to our business, and we understand that every child is important, and every child needs to know that they are important, and that's what we do. As a country, we celebrate people, and during October we give them national awards. We have decided that we're going to focus on kids who have done things that are beyond normal, okay,
to do.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Onome. We have to go. So that's the information on the screen. If you want to be a part of this or you want to nominate anybody, the information will be on your screen shortly. Tokwe Ashiwaju Group, Public Relations and Event Manager, Dufil Foods. Onome Asagbara, Product Manager, Indomie, Dufil Foods. Thank you both for sharing your thoughts. Wish you well in your awards event.
Thank you very much.
So, as we'll be back shortly, please don't go away.